So here we go, we are off again. Another Mountfield lawnmower here in the car to do. This was on Facebook Marketplace at 50 quid. I offered 20, and you can see there hopefully we settled at £25. And for 25 quid I've got a Mountfield SP470, which is my very best, most favourite lawnmower of all time. I'll give you the reasons for that when we get working on this, but 25 quid, this is exactly the same as my own mower. We'll get this out and have a quick look at it. What does he say on the listing? I think he said that the drive didn't work, and there was some plastic bit underneath that's spinning round near the blade or something that snapped. Let's have a look at what he wrote. He wrote, Mountfield SP470 requires repairing, could be used for spares, still turns on, there's a plastic brake where the blades spin, drive doesn't work, I think it needs stripping and putting back in place. So let's get it out and let's have a look at this Mountfield SP470 self-propelled petrol lawnmower with a Briggs & Stratton engine. Right, so let's just tip this up, make sure there's a blade on it and have a quick look underneath. Just see what sort of state it all feels already. All feels just so solid. Let's have a quick look under here. I've got a blade on. Yeah. Oh, this is what it means by the plastic bit. I'm not sure there's going to be a belt on there, but we'll have to get into that a bit further and have a look. Hopefully, worst case scenario for this is we need to buy a belt. So, let's have a look. See if there's some fuel in here. Oh God, that's tight. There's a bit of fuel in there, look. See that? Looks nice and clean in the tank. What I was saying about the carb, because it's white and not black, is it looks like it's had a replacement carb on. It's also got a few stickers on it from a local machinery place as well, which suggests that this might have been serviced over the years, which is all, so far, good news for us. So let's just see if this starts. Cables all feel alright. This is just going to be a case of getting this drive working, doing a bit of servicing and tidying up, and this is going to be a really tidy profit. Right, so I pull the plug lead off this, and there's a break in this plastic at the back like you said, but if I put my hand in the back and feel this, it's full of grass for one. But there's a belt, there's an actual drive belt on here. I think it just wants clearing out. Hopefully the drive hasn't packed in. So what could have happened here is the grass is just stopping it working because it's full of grass. That could be one thing. The drive could have packed in, or the belt could have come off at the front or back. So let's do a bit of investigation work and let's see if we can get this drive working. So one thing I mentioned in previous videos, when I used to go to these auctions, this isn't always the case, but you pull the lawnmower back and it's free, the wheels are free on the back, and then you lift up the self-drive handle and pull it, and it locks the wheels. There's a good chance that this drive works. So let's just give it another go. Now I've removed a bit of grass, and if this don't work, which I don't think it will, we'll start taking a few parts off the bottom. That's just catching on the plastic guard, so I'm not going to start that up. The reason I did that first without putting a plug lead on was just to make sure that the actual blade wasn't catching underneath, which it is. So this plug lead's off. I'm going to see if I can get this off quickly. Oh look, that's where these bits always fall out, look. Wow. Alright, so I need a different impact for that. I'll get my corded one out. Take this blade off, take this cover off, and we'll have a look underneath. Let's get this blade off. Let's get this guard off, which I've taken the bolt off already. Let's have a look at what we've got. Ah, look at this, look at this, look at this. Brilliant. I love to see this. I absolutely love it. Look at that belt, how it's gone over the top of the blade adapter. Look here. With this grass, how many times have I shown this on videos, David? A lot. That has simply gone behind the blade adapter just because someone can't be bothered to tidy up after themselves and take the grass out of there. So I'm going to just bend this back on here. So let's just have a quick look. You filming, David?
Yeah, well.
You see? Let's just see if we can put this back on. Yeah? Alright, there's all sorts of bits of sticks and all sorts in the back of here. Oh, it's off at the back as well. So this is off at the back and it's off at the front. So we can get in here, we can put this belt back on, which isn't snapped, it hasn't been chewed up by the blade. And hopefully we're going to have a perfectly good running lawnmower with a self-drive for no extra cost. Ready? So in the back of these you get what I always call a trapdoor. I'm never really sure how to get these off, but I don't really care, to be honest. So I'm just going to pull this out of here. So this has just popped out with a screwdriver, and look at all this mess in here. Let's just clean all that out. What I need to do somehow now is just get this belt back onto this pulley here. So I'm not sure what I will do here to make this easier is I will probably take it off where the blade adapter is to give me some slack and put it on at the back first, then put it back on at the front. So the easiest way to do this, if you can get this blade adapter off, these just slide off, but if they've been on there years and years, they get seized on. You can get a puller and put a bolt in here and wind it off, which what I might do, because if you can get the blade adapter off, it gives you all the slack again on the belt. You can put the belt on at the back, then you can put the belt on the blade adapter and slide it back onto this shaft. So if you're really lucky, you can get a hammer on here if you're careful, or a rubber mallet would be better, and you can tap these blade adapters. And luckily for me, this is actually coming down the shaft, I can see that. So I'm going to keep tapping this for 5-10 minutes until this drops off the shaft, and the keyway will drop out as well. Make sure you don't lose the keyway. So I've got this near the bottom now, just tap this, and you'll probably see in here there's actually a keyway. Hopefully you can just about see that, and that comes out. I don't want that to fall out, but what I do want is that adapter to come off. I've got another one of those in the garage with another pin on, so I'm going to swap that over. But from here now, if we go around the back of the mower, hopefully I can get in, I can get hold of this belt, just get all these leaves out with the airline really, and I can get hold of it and stop it being trapped around the bottom. Pull this out of here like this, and then I can get this back in where it's supposed to be, around the pulley at the back. And this is the sole reason this guy sold the mower, because he had loads of grass to cut. He's obviously got absolutely pig sick of trying to cut the grass with no self-drive. So I'm going to put that back on there like that, loosely around this pulley like that, and we're going to go around the other side again. Tip this back up, and I'm going to get this blade adapter here, just leaning this against the fence. I'm going to put this here. This might take a couple of goes, this. I'm going to put this here on there. I need to show you something first. Inside these blade adapters here, there's loads of little cutouts, as you can see here, and some of them only go so far down, but one of them goes right down to the bottom. So in this case it's here, so I need to line that back up with the keyway with the belt on. So I'm going to put the belt on like that, and I'm going to try and pull this forward against the spring tension of the drive and try and pop this back on. Unfortunately I've twisted the belt there. Let's just try that again. So let's just untwist this belt. It's still on the pulley. Let's just get this on. Well, let's try that again. Then I've got to get this on the right spindle, which is a little bit of trial and error, without the keyway falling out, which it has onto the grass. So I need to find that now. And this is why I should have done it with something underneath. So I've had a look in the back cave here. Luckily I've got one of these. I'll find it on the grass, but for now I've got another keyway. It's probably best to show you it anyway. That half moon keyway just slides in there like that. I'll try and get it in really neat as well, really even. I like that. I'm going to leave that underneath at this time in case it drops out. I've still got the belt on the pulley. I'm going to try and push this on, but it might take me a couple of goes to get it in the right position. Let's have a quick look. So with a bit of trial and error, I think I've got this in the right one, and the keyway is still on. which I have, which is great. When I bump that back up to the top, I'm just going to give this a bit of a turn. You can see the pulley at the back. You see, can you come over the top of my arm and film? You can see that's turning,
Yeah.
and you can see it's on here. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to leave this guard off for now. I'm going to put the blade back on, and I'm going to fire this up. Right, so I've stuck this blade back on. Let's just get this tipped the right way. Let's give this a go. I always put the blades back on these. Always make sure you put the blade back on if you're going to try these things. Alright, it's been tipped up for quite a while. Ready? There we go, simple lack of maintenance. Someone's just given a really good petrol lawnmower pretty much away for £25 here. Just for the sake of once a year taking the belt guard off, as I always show in the videos. Even a 5-minute job, take the grass out once a season. Don't wait till it's too long to cut it, so you're not cutting grass that's this length. We'll put the belt back on. I've got a perfectly good running Briggs & Stratton petrol lawnmower with a self-drive. Pretty much ready to sell.